Alright, welcome to Gauntlet's Race Mod. This is the new ship set that you'll be getting in version 1.2 of the mod, which should be up and available soon, if not as this video gets posted. So you'll have these very, very shortly. This is the Lythian Expanse. They are a race of crystals. You can kind of see them over here in this portrait. And with this, we're also getting... Yeah, I'm afraid that image is a little blurry. Wasn't too much I could do about it. But if we look under technology, I really like the background they got, actually. That's coming out nicely. So that's cool. Anyways, so the ships are all crystals, because the race is all crystals, and why not? So to start, let's go with the cargo ships, actually. This is where I started with making the set. Here's your standard civilian ship. So this is neat. You got this sort of floaty engine bits. Everything's there's some movement going on, but obviously there's a big central crystal that's going to be all over the place. And this set has a few different running styles in and of itself, which is interesting. So you'll see that as we go. Here's another one. This is just going to be the constructors. Some sharp bits there. Not much else. Then we have a drone carrier. It's pretty cool. This is where I figured out what I would use as large engines. These interesting shard pieces floating over here. And we've got two of the fighters there too. Then we've got your sensor station. Big, shiny, spinny. And of course, a transport. Now the transport, I decided to go pretty weird here. So you have these sort of crystal robot drone things going on, and they seem to be spinning big balls of horrible energy that they will drop on people. I debated whether or not they should just be carrying some sort of big crystal piece, but I really wanted them to look different from everything else, so this kind of worked. And you won't see these sort of crystal drones elsewhere, but at some point I'll probably find a use for them. So yeah, there you go. Pretty cool. Moving on, we have your standard fighter. I didn't bother making different types of fighters this time, so this is the fighter for every type. Every tiny, every drone, etc. Pretty happy with that though. It's pretty cool. Then we have the scout version. Alright, then we move on to the smalls. So of course we have a squadron of 3 as our balanced small as per usual. We have an explorer hull. Then we get into the weapons. So this is a beam, and you're going to see this sort of array here with the curved support structure there, arc maybe. That's going to be your standard sort of beam profile. So all the beam ships are going to have this interesting beam weapon thing going on and some antenna, a little bit of a bug look to it. Then your kinetic, you're going to see this big RNG thingy-majig. And then your missile, you're usually going to see this big platform with the sort of boxy rows there. And, you know, here's another 2 angled out. So those are going to be your missile platforms you're going to see. So there you go. Those are the smalls. Moving on to mediums. We've got a medium beam. Really happy with how this guy came out. A medium kinetic. And a medium missile. Boom. 2 big missile launchers and a much bigger crystal format going on here. They all look pretty sweet. Alright, moving on. We've got larges. So large beam. Again, very similar style as before, but they are getting more complicated. And they are having more and more weapons. And more crystals, typically. Here's your kinetic. Really only 2 big kinetic cannons on either side there. And some different colors. And then finally, your missile. I think the missile's my favorite. He is pretty cool. Thump, 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 thump. Alright, then we got the larges. The larges really start getting very complicated. You can see this huge crystal coming out the back where the engines are floating off of. It's got top and bottom engines as well. It's got a really flat front with some big crystals there. And then all the weapons and antenna and stuff coming out of there. So that's your beam large. Then you've got your kinetic, which is very similar, just has a lot of kinetic mounts put in there. And the engines jut out a little further. Then you've got your missile, sort of with that crystal formation going on, even more so in the front there. And some nice big missile pylons. And then the large carrier. And this is pretty cool. Now I decided to go with that sort of beam front piece. Of course it's got some floating fighters, but then it's got these big crystal angular pieces here with just little fighters hanging off of some frames. I think it's a good effect. And then finally, we'll move on to the huges. So, the huge carrier, let's start there. I don't know why, but I think butterfly when I see this guy. And he's got 3 of those frames, and of course 4 of the fighters are flying off of him. And he's also got that huge back piece again. But yeah, he's pretty cool. Did I skip the larges? Oh, I totally read. Okay, I don't know where I got lost there, but yeah, I've shown you the huges. This is huge. Huge, huge. Large, large, large. Ah, the large support. We skipped you. Here we go. Large support's got these sensor arrays that we had on the sensor station, kind of arrayed at the bottom and all floating in and out, which is pretty cool. There you go. Alright, so, pretty cool ship set, pretty happy with it. Everything is moving. There's a lot of movement on this one, so if you're already having support issues, performance issues, well, I didn't help you. So maybe don't use these guys in your game. Yeah, they're pretty gorgeous. I really like how they came out, and you know, it all came down to this one weird icon piece they had in the parts list and being creative with it. So really happy. And yeah, 1.2 is out, so go grab that on the Nexus site. And I'm looking forward to the update where the Steam Workshop will actually support mods. And when that happens, then we can download the game just straight from Steam, and it can keep you automatically updated. So, alright guys, have a great day. Thank you very much for listening.